Hey guys, if you can't tell, I am very under the weather. I feel like total and complete crap, but I figured doing my makeup or doing something fun would get my mind off of it and kind of get me in my element, so I figured I would do this Halloween look, which I didn't think I'd be able to put one up, so I'm so excited to be able to do one. I was inspired by, I think her name's Brianna Fox, and Crispy, and Nicole Guerrero. Everybody's doing skulls. Like, skulls is the thing to do, and I wanted to do one too. So I figured they were my big inspiration for this, so why not? Let's give it a whirl. So I first started by priming and used my Porefessional primer by Benefit, and then used my Urban Decay all-nighter foundation and doing everything like that as usual, blending it in with a damp beauty sponge. And then I'm taking my Ben Nye white powder and just making myself even more pale for this look. So I'm going to begin by using the Morphe 35T palette and just fill around my eye to kind of see where my bones are, so I know kind of where I want to place this eyeshadow. And I'm taking a very light brown eyeshadow to kind of sketch out exactly where I want everything to be. And then I take a black liquid liner, I think this is Mirabella liquid black liner, and start to draw out where I want that shape again, where I just had put that eyeshadow. Once I have that drawn on, I go back into the palette and grab that light pink shade and just put that all over the top of my eyelid and the crease up to the black. And then I will go in with a different color, darker purple shade, and kind of just place that in my crease. You're going to see me keep going back and forth with this and just darkening it up and making it very bright and colorful, because I didn't want these colors to get lost, because we are going to go in with some black eyeshadow and kind of make sure that everything is blended and fades into each other really well. So this is, or for me at least, was somewhat of a process, just going back and forth, dipping back in and going back in with both of those colors and then with the black. So I don't know, but I think the color payoff worked well, and I think it turned out great. Now for underneath my eye, I go back in with that same pink and purple color that I used on the top and just do the same thing and just keep brightening it up so that it doesn't get lost with the black when we go in with it in here in a second. Now I'm going to take some Makeup Geek black eyeshadow, I think it's Corrupt, and just start really darkening around the outer part of my eye socket. And then I take a bigger brush and just start blending it down into the pink and purple color. And then I also go back in again with those two colors from the palette and the black, and just like I said, just keep blending and making sure that everything just looks like it's fading into each other and that you just don't see three separate colors. You want everything to kind of fade into each other and be as bright as you can make it. I hope that made sense. I don't know how much sense I really can even make today, considering when I was doing this tutorial, I had a low-grade fever and was like just wanting to go lay in bed and just cuddle with my dogs, but this did help me kind of just pass the time and get through the fever, and I had a lot of fun doing it, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did when I was creating it. Now I'm going to take this shade and do kind of like we did, or what I did when I went around my eye sockets, and just kind of give myself some expression lines. I think a lot of people call this like the number 11. And then I'm going to go above my eyes and do some lines there as well, and under my eyes. I will go back later and add some shading underneath of it, just so it gives it more dimension. But just like with the eye sockets, I'm just kind of seeing and placing where I want everything to be, and not just going with the dark color, because if I do mess up, which I have a tendency to do, it's just easier to clean up than if I went in and went ahead with the shading color and all that jazz. So just take your time, and I did find myself making the facial expression, so it was easier for me to kind of find exactly where I wanted to put these lines. Now I'm just going in and just really sloppily, is that even a word, putting like shading and contouring around my forehead and sides of my face. With this look, I just, I wasn't trying to be so precise and so perfect with it. I think the one thing about this look that makes it so great is that you can have imperfections, because it's a skull. How imperfect is a skull, you know what I mean? So you can kind of mess up or not have everything exactly how it should be, I guess, in terms of makeup, when everything's supposed to be so precise and so to a T, you know what I mean? To where with this look, I just feel like if something's blotchy or not completely blended or shaded correctly, it really doesn't matter. It's just for fun. It's Halloween, it's makeup, So as for the nose, I'm just doing the typical skull nose. If you look on social media or pictures or reference pictures, pretty much a lot of them are like this. So I'm going and doing the same thing that you'll see in the reference pictures. And I found this very easy. So once I use a liner, I go in with that Makeup Geek Corrupt eyeshadow just to set the liquid. Now for the part that I really feel like makes this look is the cheekbones, and I guess I already do have very prominent cheekbones, so it's very easy for me to find where my natural cheekbones and contouring is. So of course make the cute fish face and find the natural hollows of your cheeks, and I'm starting just with that same light brown eyeshadow from the palette and just tracing everything out, kind of bringing it down the sides of my mouth as well, and then go back in with the darker color brown underneath just to give it more contour and more dimension. Here's what I was talking about before when I said I go back in with a darker color and just kind of shade underneath of these expression lines or frown lines or whatever you want to call them, just to make them pop and make them stick out and be more prominent. Now here is where I had the most difficulty, and this look I did not practice at all. I just kind of did it on a whim. So the part I'm doing right now, I don't suggest doing. It just, to me, it didn't look right or turn out exactly how I wanted. So if I were you, I would skip that part. Unless you want to, go for it. But I'm just going to first start by drawing the lines like you can see me doing on the side of my mouth. And then I'm going to draw the typical teeth lines following my own teeth. And then after I get all that drawn out, you'll see how I can kind of make the shapes of the teeth, almost taking a triangle approach, just like the triangle but open at the top. This is another part that I feel like does not have to be so perfect and so, you know, have to look like everybody else's. You can kind of do what you want here and make it your own as far as like shading it or the colors that you want to use. I've seen people give themselves gold teeth, you know what I mean? So you can kind of do what you want. Now I will say toward the end here, my camera did cut off, so I want to explain what I did at the end when I get closer to it. I want to start explaining what I did closer to the end of me doing this tutorial because my camera cut off, like I said before. So since I didn't have any white paint, I used a white liquid liner from NYX and kind of put some of that white in where the teeth should be so that it brightened up the white color. And I also for my eyes, I used some black liner in my waterline and obviously some mascara, and I popped on some falsies. But like I said, all that got cut off because my camera cut off. And yeah, I guess I'm such an amateur that I need either an extra battery, extra memory card, all that stuff, and I don't have that yet. But I just wanted to explain what happened off camera so that, so if you guys wanted to know what I did, now you know. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I had fun recreating this look from all the wonderful people I named earlier who are doing amazing Halloween looks. I'm no makeup artist. I just have a passion for makeup and love doing this. But I wanted to thank you guys again for watching. I hope you liked this recreation of this glam skull girl, bitch, I don't know, whatever you want to call her. But I'm glad I was able to get a Halloween video up for you guys, and I will see you next time. Happy Halloween!